Welcome to Pure Hustle Podcast. I'm Mike.
This is Orlando, and we are episode after your physical prime 26.
I think your intros are getting weirder. I think like each time
I'm just trying to be creative. Do you know what isn't 25 supposed to be like the prime, like your physical prime?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think that's what it used to be. Were you at your physical prime at 25?
I don't know. I feel like I'm approaching my physical prime. You're never going to reach your prime. You're always moving towards it. Got to be optimistic.
I think my physical prime might have been when I was 10.
Oh, there you go.
It's been a long time.
Hey, but your mental prime, you still got a long way to go.
Oh, no. See, but this is what happens when you get older. Like, you think you know it all, right? When you're at the end of high school, you're graduating. Then you go to college, and you still think you know it all, but you're wondering, right? And then if you go to college, or if you're in your early 20s, you start talking to people that are older than you, right? Because before it's like just your age group that you hang out with, right? But when you're in your 20s, you begin to hang around.
Starts to expand.
You start to expand 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, and then you're like, wow, there is so much I do not know.
Yeah. You always look back. I mean, as a teacher, I always tell the students that they come in and they think they know everything. And they admit that they think they know, a lot. And then I always ask them, yeah, remember when you were in 8th grade, which was like, 3 months ago for them? They're like, yeah. I'm like, remember how cool you thought you were and how much you knew?
Oh, I remember.
And then it's like, yeah, that was you 3 months ago, right? Like, imagine what you're going to feel 3 months from now. Like, you changed really quick.
Imagine what you're gonna feel like when you're almost 40. So I'm going to be 40 soon here in a few months. And I feel like there's so much I do not know.
Yeah. There's actually this cool thing. I recently heard about it. It's called the dunning-kruger effect, I think is the way it's pronounced.
We're talking about recently today, right?
We are. And
okay.
I think this
we're at episode 26, by the way. This is episode 26 in case you didn't catch that.
Yeah, after the physical prime 26, whatever that means.
After the physical prime of 25, you're at 26.
You're at 26. So the dunning-kruger effect is the study that kind of showed that people, when they have very little experience in something, when they just start to learn, think that they're experts. Like, so their confidence is extremely high, even though their experience is really low. And then if you were to look at a chart as their experience goes, as they start to gain more and more experience, their confidence actually goes lower and lower. They start to realize as they become closer towards like mediocre, or actually pretty average in a field, that like, hey, I don't know anything. And as they move towards expert, it's like, wow, this is really difficult stuff that I'm learning, and there's a lot more to this. And then when they finally get to like an expert level where someone would say you're an expert, their confidence is still lower than somebody who's like 1 month into something.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's a proven fact that like across the board, people, like, doesn't matter what hobby someone gets into, they first get into it, they kind of feel like they're experts. And I think the same is true for reselling, right?
Oh, I think it's 100%. Everything you're telling me, there's two things I think about when you tell me that. One, I think about, and I'll talk about this later, how I thought I understood Amazon, right? Now I'm full-time, right? The last few years, I was part-time doing Amazon during Q4. And I kind of thought I had a handle on it. Like, I kind of knew, hey, as long as I buy this and the ranking is this, I'll be good to go. And I'm not saying that things are bad.
Right.
They're just not where I thought they'd be. And the reason is because there is so much more I do not know. Yep. And I think being part of Instagram has humbled me a lot, right? Because, everybody knows better than you do on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so whenever I don't do something right, somebody lets me know. Or when somebody knows how to do something better, they let me know. And I go,
Yeah. I know less than I thought I knew.
I know. And then the other side I think about, there's a lot of new resellers, eBay or Amazon or Posh, that come on. And, they've only been selling like a month or 3 months, and they're like ready to sell a course. Or
they're experts.
They're experts. They're ready to, they're hyping you up every day. And when you've been reselling for a while, you go, I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, I know how that feels.
Yep.
The sad part about it is in a few months, reality is going to hit and you're going to have a hard time, especially when things are slow. And then what do you tell people after that?
Yep.
So, wow. I didn't even know there was a study about that. Yeah, that's pretty insightful.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. It lets you know a little bit about, your own psychology. So when you recognize like, hey, I think I know a lot about this, that might be the time to step back, maybe try and humble yourself before you are humbled by somebody else. Right. And say like, hey, I have a lot to learn. I think I know I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I've read a lot of books or, whatever it is on this subject. And, I think I know a lot, but I probably don't know as much as I think I know.
That's one of the most real things I think we've talked about in all our episodes.
Boom.
We've never. No, that was great. We never even approached that topic, and maybe we should make an episode about it because I think it's so real out there,
Mm.
right? And those of you that are listening, you know it, right? You've either experienced it yourself or you see it sometimes, right? Or you're kind of like, oh wait, is that me?
Mm.
Right? You have that wake up call.
Yep.
So okay, well, what a way to start this episode.
That's good stuff, man.
Right in the middle of Q4.
Boom.
Let's get humbled.
You don't know anything. Just kidding. You know a lot of stuff, but
no, we all know a lot of stuff at different degrees.
Yep.
But we don't all know everything.
That's right. Which is why stuff like this is so awesome, right? Why podcasts and YouTube videos and Instagram. I mean, I've learned a ton from you. You've learned a ton from people
you?
who. That's crazy to think that you've learned stuff from me. You know, and then we learn from our listeners all the time. Like it's cool when some listener tells us like, hey, like you've changed the way I do this, or I've learned a lot about this. But I would say we learn way more from our listeners than
No, I
we're
agree.
giving out.
I agree. From our listeners and those that follow us on Instagram and Facebook and so on, and YouTube too, right? It's kind of like a Gary Vee. I know my boy, right?
Oh man, your boy Gary Vee.
But
here's Orlando's quote of the week from Gary Vee.
It's not my quote of the week. But one of the things I've heard him say is that the internet exposes people, right? And I so think that's 100% true. Like we can all have this highlight reel on IG and on YouTube and on Facebook and so on. But over time, we can only hold on to the highlight reel, right? Eventually the truth comes out, right?
Yep.
That's why, I'm right here going, okay, I have a lot to learn still. And this Q4 has been a learning experience so far. So
That's good. Well, we might need to have an episode after Q4 where you give us your lessons learned. Your powwow, what went well and what went not so well.
Well, let's hope it's a lot of what went well.
Yeah,
we'll go
a lot of wow, not as much pow.
All right, so speaking of that, let's catch up. So how's Q4 going? Let's go. How's it going for you so far?
Oh, you're gonna ask me about Q4?
Yeah,
pretty good. Kind of like I mentioned in the last update episode, I think I'm seeing a lot of sales. Sales are definitely up.
More than average, or
again, it's hard to say what's average because the store continues to grow, right?
Because Mike's always been good.
No, that's not the case. So it's hard to tell like what's Q4 and what's just proportionally in relation to more inventory. So it's hard to say, but it definitely does seem to be helping, and especially like I said, some of the things that are that sale, I look at and I say, this is probably a Christmas gift for somebody.
Yeah, I saw you sold. Remember, I think 2 podcasts ago you talked, or maybe the last one. I can't remember which one it was. You talked about like some bacon and something.
Oh, I sold another one.
But that was the one that you were saying that like months ago, like when you're very rich and your best offers, like you didn't accept anything lower than $2
I totally forgot
off.
about that. Yeah. It was. I had it up for I don't know, like 20.
Well, explain
something.
what it is real quick.
So I don't even know what it is. Right?
Oh, really?
There are these 2 toys. They're like those kind of rubbery bendable things, and one's bacon and one's tofu, and it's some toy company, and they're in the box, and it was Mr. Bacon and Bonjour Tofu or something like that, right? And they're just silly looking things that were toys. And I looked up when I was at a Goodwill comps, and I saw a couple that sold for around $20, and these were I think I was able to buy them for like 3. So I was like, hey, that's a pretty good return on investment. So I buy them, and I would say within the first month of having them up, I got, I don't know, maybe 15 offers on them, but they were all offers for like $15 or $16. And I wanted my $20 or close to it, like 18. I was like, I would go down to 18. And then I went like 5 months without a single offer. And I'd have to look at those every time I was, going through inventory. I'm I hate these things. I want them gone. I should have took the $15 offer. And I sold both of them. And I think, I'm assuming some gifts, some of those weird things are like white elephant presents, right?
That'd be crazy. Thinking about, maybe you should have an eBay store, just white elephant gifts.
Call it the white elephant store. Yeah, just the most bizarre, weird, random stuff. Like Mr. Bacon and Bonjour Tofu.
Hey, you still don't know what they are.
I've got no clue.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit more. So would you say you're busier, or is it just kind of so you're telling me you're having a hard time because you've upped your inventory,
right,
which means you most likely you'll have more sales, right? As long as you're sourcing right. And then on top of that, you've been more busy sourcing.
Right.
Right. And so you don't know if the sales, like let's say you didn't do anything, would sales still come in?
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, And it's hard to say with, anecdotally with one Q4 under my belt. I think this is one of those things that, compare this year to next year to the following year, and I'll have a better idea of like what does Q4 look for me and what is the market. I've definitely noticed Posh has been lower. Like
Really?
have not done as well on Posh. And from what I've gathered from some other resellers is Q4 is not necessarily the Posh season. I think part of it is, I mean, there's new clothes, but there's new and used clothing. It's typically higher end clothing, but I don't know. I just don't know if people think about buying used clothing the same way for Christmas as they do other things.
Well, and that's one of the things we talked about. I can't remember which episode, maybe episode 15 or 16, somewhere in the teens. We talked about, what does Q4 look like if you're not doing Amazon, right?
Right.
And one of the main things was it has to be new items,
Hmm.
right? Or it has to be unique and special items,
Right.
right? So, like today, I posted that I sold the San Diego Chargers Christmas sweater.
Hmm.
Sold it for $49 plus shipping, paid $1 at a garage sale. And that's kind of the things that people are looking for, right? If they're looking for a regular Christmas sweater, I think that's even a hard sell now,
Yeah.
right? Because if you go to Walmart, you go to Target, they have really awesome Christmas
Yeah.
sweaters
Yeah.
and for cheap, right? So why would they pay for yours?
Mm.
And maybe somebody wants a vintage one or
Right.
something very, very unique, but for the most part, it has to be something that's a gift item, right?
Mm.
But here's what's awesome. The advantage those of you that aren't doing Amazon right now have is that, right, what's today, December 10th, right? We're
Yep.
recording right now. By the time you listen to this, it'll be December 12th, right? It's Green Monday today.
Green Monday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's Green Monday. So, anyways, it's the 12th. So, guess what? You can still source and list things to sell this Q4, right? Those of us that are doing a lot of Amazon, like things are kind of winding down for us to ship out things to the warehouse,
Mm.
right? I would say I ship out till the 18th, but by the 15th, I'm pretty careful. I'm
Mm.
only shipping out things that are like less than 1,000 rank. And I'm shipping a lot of them because I know that those things will sell within hours.
Mm.
But even then, it gets kind of sketchy. Like, will it get to the warehouse in time?
Mm.
All right, but if it's on eBay or Posh or Mercari, you don't need to worry about getting to warehouse. You just find it, take pictures, and post it.
There you
And
go.
you're good to go. So
Cool. What about you? I know you were really. How's Q4 going for you? First of all.
I will tell you, it's very different from part time to full time.
Mm. In what
So,
way?
so when it was part time, I had my full time job, right? So I was in a school administrator, so I was super busy. So I wasn't constantly like on my mind about Q4, So you know th- when I would get home last year, I'd go sourcing right away. I'd find stuff and I'd pack and I would ship the next day. Now it's like I'm sourcing every day. I'm packing every day. I'm sending out every day. And I just feel a lot more pressure.
Mm.
It's very different. And then on top of that, I'm always checking the app, right? The Amazon seller app.
Mm.
Like because when you hit refresh, right, you get used to this little addiction of seeing more. Think about like every time you hit refresh on eBay, it's ching going off and it's a sale, right?
Yeah, that would be a thing.
So it's kind of like the same thing with the Amazon seller app. Like you refresh it and it's like 5 more orders,
Hmm.
6 more orders, 7 more orders. And so it's been going well. I will tell you this Q4, and this is my third or fourth. I'm mixing my years. I'm pretty sure it's my fourth. Is that I find it is highly, highly competitive.
Mm.
So initially, Amazon gated a lot of people,
Okay.
but at the same time, there's a lot more people already that were on Amazon.
Mm.
Okay, and then what I'm noticing is where last year I would find, let's say I find a Bolo, right? And it's a $30 item selling for like $100. There would maybe be over the span of the 2-3 weeks in Q4, like the height of Q4, like right after December starts, maybe it would get maybe up to 9 or 10
Mm.
sellers on it. Now it's going 24 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 sellers,
Mm.
like within the week. So I'll find something, and there's some things, I blur the images out on my IG stories and so on. But there's even stuff that I haven't even like gone that far, even blurred out. I never even said a word about it.
Mm.
I'm like, sweet, like this is gonna be like my Bolo.
Right.
And it's a week and it's like boom.
It's already blown up.
it's already blowing up. It's time to sell fast. And
Mm,
so it's been a learning experience because what I've been seeing is those that are very successful on Amazon, and it's very hard to define success in Amazon.
right.
And this is why I say this is because the charts, and I know some people might, I don't know, I hope we don't lose anybody when I say this, but I don't know how much the charts matter. You know those charts that you see on IG that people
Yeah,
post?
they've gotta matter. Okay, so when you say charts, are you talking about, like, inventory charts and price levels and
I'm
things like
talking
that?
about like 199 sales,
Okay.
8K,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
right?
So just, like, the overview of
Like
their
like eBay
like, a
60-day
summary.
total,
Right, yeah.
right? Like I don't know, like because I'm having a really hard
Yeah,
time. Like,
there's a lot of variables to try and figure out. Yeah, the cost of your inventory, the cost of
yeah,
storage, you know, yeah, it seems like there's a lot of back end paperwork that would have to be done in order to verify what the actual return on investment on each item, what your actual profits were, at any given moment. It seems like there'd be a lot involved in that.
no, I know. So let me give you an example. So there are 2 or 3 toys that I purchased as like these testing toys, right? And then, like, so toys that I would ship out to the warehouse, see how they're doing. And if they start selling for the dollar amount I wanted, I'd buy more and I'd send in,
Mm,
right? And so there are 2 or 3 of these that were really they're slowly catching heat. And, I went kind of deep on them. And then I noticed that they're fully stocked in every store,
mm,
and you've probably picked up some of those. And so the other day, I call it pulling the lever. So Amazon I refer to as pulling the lever like a slot machine. Like you
mm,
pull the lever, and on Amazon it's a little different. You pull the lever and you win. You've been having sales, right?
mm,
And when I mean pull the lever is you put it at a price where it's going to sell and it's going to sell fast,
mm.
right? So the other day, I offloaded all these items that weren't these hot toys. Well, instantly, 2 to 3K in sales, right? Okay, but I just made my money back on all
Yeah,
those.
that was cost of
Do you
inventory.
get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I could like drop
Eh,
my chart and I could go like, look at these sales.
mm,
Yeah, it's awesome. And I could leave it up there, but who really knows?
yeah.
Like,
Well, and there's other things, other variables to consider too. I mean, things that I think a lot of people don't think about. I mean, I'm sure people think about, but like it's so difficult to manage. Like big companies have people, that's all they do full time is figure out those numbers. But like the hours that you're spending driving, the time you're spending researching, the time you spent packing, the cost of packing materials, and then it's the cost benefit analysis of what could that time have bought you. So it's not just that you made even on those items that you pulled the lever on Amazon, but you potentially lost out on hours and hours of work, which could have been thousands of dollars in another area, right?
well, and
So,
that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to sort now. Things are going well. It's not like, sales aren't happening
mm,
and so on. But it's one of those where I'm trying to figure this out.
mm.
Like, I'm spending a lot more time than I did last year, right? I'm shipping out a lot more. So you got, the boxes, the cost of boxes. Tape has been free because of my eBay hack.
I was gonna ask you about that. Would you mind sharing a roll of eBay tape with me?
Sure, I
I I
plenty.
I need one because we only bought one and we're out
Okay,
basically. So
I
next time I
got you.
see
I
you,
got you.
you're
But
a
here's
good
the
man,
thing:
Orlando. You're a
that
good man.
eBay tape's not. It's gonna last me through Q4. So I haven't lost any money on eBay tape or whatever tape it is. But then there's, yeah, like you said, there's the driving, which you do account for. Hopefully, you have an app that you're tracking miles, right, and the hours. But if you calculate all that, now there's another side of it that if you enjoy it, who cares,
Mm,
right? Like I love it. I love the hunt. I love finding items. I will say I'm missing the garage sale, the thrift store hunt. Like I
mm,
really am because
you're
that
missing it.
no
It's amazing.
that is my heart. Like that's where I'm at. I love doing retail arbitrage. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I see what you're doing with retail arbitrage, and like I'm excited for you when you find items that make a lot of money, but it just doesn't seem life giving to me. Like,
Life giving,
yeah.
even so. I don't know. Life giving is pretty hardcore.
Well, I, okay, maybe life giving's taking it too far, but I'll tell you what, man, going to garage sales, like there's times where it's like, oh, bummer, what a waste of a day.
Yeah, but it's like a waste of 3 hours
But
or
if
4 hours.
and it feels so good because there's like you got that window of time and you're out there as hard as you can, and like it's a treasure hunt. Like you really have no idea what you're gonna come across. Whereas when you walk into a Target or a Walmart, you've got an idea of what 3 items you're looking for, and it's just put those items in a cart. It almost becomes more of like a manufacturing factory type job, which there's still a little bit of a hunt, I'm sure.
No, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm evaluating, and I always said this. I said I'm gonna hit this Q4 harder than I've ever hit it before in FBA because I remember last year
Mm,
there were days I couldn't outspend what I was making, right? And so that's been my goal, right?
mm,
No days off until December 18th, right? So my last shipment will go out December 18th. Hopefully, it makes it into a warehouse in time. And I'm gonna buy super low ranked items that as soon as they hit the warehouse, they should sell. But I'm gonna reevaluate. Is this because is this going to be part of my lifestyle?
right.
Right. That's the key thing. Because don't get me wrong, if you're doing FBA is great. I love FBA. I really do. It's fun. I will always do FBA until Amazon completely bans me. Okay. But how much of it will be a part of my life? That's what I'm trying to figure out right
Mm,
now. Because, like you said, I don't love getting up early on Saturdays, but I do love getting out there and you find the score here and you find the score here.
mm,
And then when you get that ROI, you dropped, 5 on something you sell for 50 or 1 for 100. I mean,
it feels good.
it's far better than, hey, I sold 100 items today and I made $5 on each of them.
And you end up having weirder things. You know what I mean? Like, it's kinda cool that your inventory is made up of, like, the weird and bizarre instead of just you know what I mean? Like,
Like Mike's special collection,
yeah, I've got some weird stuff, man.
but it sells.
And it sells and it's cool and, like, you know, like, when Humphrey Bogart sold, a little piece of me was sad to let it go, right? Like, it sat in
At
my
least you let
little
it go though.
yeah,
See, my struggle, we've talked about my struggle lately.
yeah, yeah, I don't know why you're holding on to stuff, man. I'm worried
Like
about you.
Freddy Funko's hanging out here in the corner. I was gonna sell him this Q4 and he's become our official mascot.
Yeah, well, I'm like, "Sell it.
I
Sell it." I'm becoming more and more detached to possessions.
Well, I am too, but there's a few things. I guess it's because for so long I sold everything,
Mm,
and now I'm in a place where I can hold on to a few things. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
nice.
But again, I don't. I sound like I'm being really negative. No, it's been great. It's really been awesome. It's
Good.
it's. I love the road trips. I love finding those special
Mm,
items. I love the hunt. I love, when you have that velocity of sales and like one of the days, I think within an hour I had like 60 items sell, right? And
nice.
I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like this will imagine if eBay was like that would be incredible. So it's been awesome. I'm just kind of, it's one of those where I'm like, okay, did the hustle I put in the last 3-4 months, number one, did it make me happy? And number two, was it worth it? So we'll know on the other side of Q4.
Yep. Hey, we'll have that episode afterwards, see how things went.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, all right, now tell me about. Did you tell me about your garage sales?
Yeah, I feel well, I gave you my opinion about garage sales, and I
Okay.
think part of that comes from, the last 2 weekends I was able to do garage sales. This weekend was like a full day. The weekend before was I left late, because I had family in town, so I didn't get to, like, experience as much. I kinda left, like, right after the golden hour, so I only hit, like, 3 or 4 places. But, every time I go doing these garage sales, oh, I love it. It just feels good. I put an audiobook in the car, put my MapQuest on, I'm just hitting one to the
Did you say
next.
MapQuest?
Well,
Like 1990s
Google
MapQuest?
Maps,
Like you printed out your
yeah.
map?
I I pull out my atlas and,
Your atlas. Okay, you're
my
going really old
compass and,
school.
um but yeah, no, so it's just I love it. I don't know, like, walking up to houses and I feel like you get more of the hunt feel, and then also there's a little bit of kind of the adrenaline rush because when you're out there early, and you're out there competing with other people who are trying to get the great deals that you're trying to get, and it feels like, I don't know, there's this feeling of competition, but it's not, like, super aggressive, but I think that leads me to my random story of the week.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it. Wow, we're already going to there.
Yeah,
Yours is gonna be far more exciting than mine. So, okay, you go first.
alright. I don't know if it's
I just
exciting.
destroyed my random story. Like people are gonna turn it off as soon as this starts talking.
Really?
I just said yours
'Cause you
is far
said it was
more. Yeah, that's like bad broadcasting, I guess.
yeah, so listen to mine and then turn it off, you
No,
don't have
no,
to worry
no.
about
Listen, it's still a good one. All right, well, not that great. Anyways, go ahead.
So, I get it was actually from not this time garage sailing, the previous. I like I got really upset because some
I'm
older gentleman basically attacked me.
surprised you didn't say old guy. You're being very kind. Older gentleman.
Like, aggressively and verbally assaulted me for no reason.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I'm looking in this box of stuff. It was like a rummage sale where, there's like multiple people set up tables out in front of a church.
Okay.
And they were just getting set up. A bunch of the families. It was supposed to start like at 8, and I got there like at 8:30 because I was at other places, and people were still setting up. So I was like, okay, this is good. People are still setting up, even though there's like 3 or 4 people selling at this rummage sale. And so, anyways, I'm looking, and everything is just junk. Like it's just like junk, junk, junk. Nothing looks good. And I find this box, and inside this box is um, a goofy like plush, right? Tall, goofy plush. Looks kind of cool. I looked up comps and they were going for like $18. I mean, it wasn't like a lot of
Okay.
money. And so I was like, okay, well, just in order to make this not a complete waste of a stop, if I can get this for like 50 cents, maybe a dollar, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
50 cents is the highest, I'll pick it up, right? So I walk up to the lady, I say, how much is this? And or even before I asked how much, she said, oh, did you get the stand for it? I think there's a stand in the box too that it sits on. And I was like, oh, great. So I walked over to the box and I go to put my hand in, and there was another guy looking at the box too.
Oh, I know where this is
This is a
going.
big box, right?
Yeah.
He grabs my arm,
Whoa,
pushes
whoa,
me
whoa, whoa,
away.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Grab your like
Like
that
it
that's
was,
like battery.
yeah, well, I told you he assaulted me. The verbal part was the part that upset me the most though.
Okay, we're at battery right now. We're not at assault. Maybe it's assault.
Yeah.
The
Assault
push, the
and
push.
battery. He
Okay.
grabs my arm and he's like, get out of here. You could wait till I'm done looking. And he's like yelling at me and cursing me out, right? And like I'm taken back for a
You should
moment.
have
I'm
just
like,
kept going.
I was like, oh, like I I don't know. I was just taken off guard because like I'm not like an overly aggressive guy. Like I'm the guy that's gonna wait in line and avoid conflict and not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll let somebody go ahead of me even if they're gonna get the deal and I missed it. Like I'm just not super. So I was taken aback. Like no, and this is a misunderstanding, right? So I tell the guy like, oh, I already am getting this. I was just looking for the other piece of it, and he's like, I've been doing this for a long time and I'm not gonna let you take it. And he's like going off. And I'd say for like a good 30
Nice.
seconds, he's just cursing me out and calling me a terrible person for trying to take his sales.
He was telling you were number 1?
What?
No, I'm just
Oh, I get where you're going there.
okay,
Yeah,
anyways.
like, and so I'm just like looking at this guy, and there was a moment where I was like, I was just confused because, I'm not trying to say
I wanna
anything.
picture this. So, let's stop for a little bit. So, you're at a garage sale. No,
Mhm.
rummage sale.
Rummage sale. Yeah.
Okay, there's tables in front of a church?
Yep.
Okay, so we're in front of a church. I haven't heard the story, by the way. I'm just trying to frame it. In front of a church, there's a box. There's an older gentleman. So is this older gentleman, is he dressing in reseller style?
I don't know what
Or
that means.
reseller style. It's like so I
I think
purposely
you got to be careful
okay,
with
no, no,
whatever
okay,
you're
okay,
about
okay.
ready to say.
No, no. Okay, so I don't dress up when I go to garage sales, right? Because it's part of my like negotiation power.
Mm.
Like I'm not gonna go all fresh dressed like $1,000,000, right? I'm gonna be like, I dropped some breakfast on my shirt. Okay, I'm gonna be like, I haven't shaved in a few days.
That's Orlando's tip
Like
for you guys.
no,
Go out looking as
like,
busted as possible.
no, like my English isn't as refined.
All
Like
right.
like you just it was that I'm sure we're getting us in trouble somehow.
So, but that's what you would consider that's a resale
Well,
tactic.
no, because I haven't like I'll wear my most faded shirt.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll wear my not my best. I'm not gonna go out with my Gary V shirt shoes or my Jordans or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna have my sandals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because it's kind of like we laugh at Gary V going garage selling with the Range Rover.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get that deal, right? You roll. I've seen resellers roll up in an Escalade. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, you have negotiation power right now.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
okay, so was the guy like reseller style?
Um, he was not dressed nicely.
Okay,
Let's put it that way. Didn't smell very good.
hair
either.
combed.
Yeah, no, he didn't smell very good.
Okay.
It was not. It was an interesting gentleman.
Okay.
And so you know, my first instinct is just to apologize for the misunderstanding. I'm trying to steal your stuff, bro. Like, cool your
Did you say
jets.
bro?
I didn't, but like that's kind of what I
Okay.
was doing.
I don't know if bro would
But
have gone
bro, bro,
well.
bro,
Bro makes
bro.
me bro and buddy are the two things I can't stand that people if they well, I don't mind bro. Like I feel like somebody like what's up, bro? Like I'm good with that. Like that's cool. If they're like
What's
trying
up?
to
Hey, bud.
oh bud and buddy,
Thanks, bud, for coming. I appreciate
oh
that.
it's like I'm not your buddy, dude. Like
Mm,
watch out. Like
mm.
don't call me buddy. Now we're gonna get flooded with DMs like, hey buddy, how's it
Yeah,
going?
everyone's gonna call you buddy from now on.
But no, because I think it's a way that I feel that people try to one up you when they call you buddy.
Yeah, it's definitely demeaning. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like not everyone does it that way, but I feel like
No,
it
I
kind
get
of
it because
it
I have
comes
friends
across.
that like, or I've had people like even DM me like, thanks, buddy. Like, I know they're not meaning anything
Yeah.
by it, but I don't know. Maybe this is chip on my shoulder.
I think part of it is because like I feel like I call my son buddy. I feel like that's something you
oh yeah,
call
I
like
tell
the
my
younger.
kids, yeah.
Come on, bud, let me show you something. Like it's what you do to like somebody that's a little lower than you on like the status of life where they're at, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, so not the greatest story ever, but
Wait, okay.
it goes on though. So
Yeah.
so anyways, I asked how much for this goofy doll, and the lady wanted $5. It just wasn't worth it for me to pick it up and store it to sell it for 18. So I put it back in the box after the guy was done looking through his dang box. And
I'm sure that's what he called it.
yeah. So then as I'm walking out, I see another like little pile of some pretty interesting stuff, right? And so I walk over and I'm like, oh, here's some stuff that actually looks maybe a little decent. And I go and I grab one of the items that are on the ground. And apparently this is his stuff again because he's standing over there. And he's like, that stuff's already sold. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just walked away. And the rest of the day, every garage sale I went to, just running through my mind was, who does that guy think he is? Like, I've always said that cars are the great equalizer. Like, I can't tell you how many times like I've been cut off and flipped off by like somebody who would never do that to me in the grocery store. Like if we're pushing carts,
I see what you're saying.
right? Like it's like you're in a car, so it's okay to like flip somebody off. When if we were just standing next to each other, you probably wouldn't do that to me, especially because you know some of the people who do it, like it's like an older lady, right? A grandma or a great grandma that flips me off. It's like I don't think you would do that to me if we were standing in a store, right?
It's like social media kind of.
Yeah, it kind of, and so it's not very often that people to my face treat me like that, you know?
Yeah.
And everything in me was like, he doesn't know who I am. I could have been a guy who just was like, no, you're not talking to me like that, and just like took him out. You know what I mean?
See, you're way better than I am. I just the jerk factor for me goes a lot higher when people treat me like that. I'm just well, you're a better man than I am. I would have been like, oh, this is your stuff. You mean this and this? And I would just taken it out of the box.
Oh, see, but I don't want to get into a fist fight because that's where.
Oh no, I'm not trying to get a fight. I'm just like,
but see, like if he
let's
would
see how far we can go with this.
If he would have pushed me a little more though, because it started with, I mean, it was aggressively. He grabbed me and pulled me away, but
that's
it
what
wasn't.
I mean. Like he grabbed you. Like that's the next level.
If he would have
you out, it's even not that.
If
bad.
he would have been my age and my size, I think it would have turned out differently. The fact that he was a kind of a frail older man made it so I didn't know how to react. You know what I mean? Because it's like this isn't a fair fight, no matter how you put it, because you know it's just not. It would be like me picking on like a 4-year-old. So it's kind of like being cussed out by a 4-year-old. You know what I mean? Like
I get it.
So it was just weird. It was bizarre. So that's my random story of the week. I'm sure you guys have that happen to you all the time. But man, I just am not used to people treating me like that to my face.
Mike deserves an applause. Like he handled that well. I would say, I know for myself, there's no way I would handle it that well. I just wouldn't. It
probably would have been better for me to have actually just like, you know, done the thing. But yeah, I drove away and I felt, you know, like the rest of my day was ruined. I even was like, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. You probably forgot about it, but like I couldn't stop thinking about
treated the next
who
person
does
like
this
crap.
who does this guy think he is? But, you know,
Oh,
there we
sorry,
go.
man.
So if you're listening to us right now, you're mean.
It's probably one of our listeners. You know, I had a similar experience. Not somebody cussing me out, or yelling at me, and it's not even close. So I'm gonna put two stories together, so it sounds almost as good as yours, but not even close. So, have you ever been at a thrift store and somebody's taking something from your cart?
It has not happened to me.
Okay, so it's happened to me in thrift stores before, where Not like if it's directly in front of me. But I noticed this Q4 and retail arbitrage, like people are willing to go into your carts if you're not careful.
Oh.
I've never had that happen before, and I had it twice. I had one where there's a certain hot toy, and I had all of them in my cart. So I'm there, and I should have been that older gentleman because somebody just grabs and goes, starts pulling it up and looking at it. This is interesting. I think my grandkids would love this. And in my head, I'm like, don't touch that.
Mm.
Like you drop that, like I'm gonna lose money.
Yep.
Like everything I pick up at a store, it's like money to me. Like I gotta protect it. So I'm at Ross, and it's been crazy because I was like 2 or 3 cars deep at this Ross. So I'm trying to take these 3 carts with me, and I kind of leave carts aside while I'm shopping in the aisle.
I could see how that might look like a return cart.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
giving them the benefit of the doubt wherever the story's
no,
going.
no, no. But so I go and I'm looking for stuff, and I turn and the cart's gone, and this Bolo is I'm able to buy for 30 to $40 and sell for like 140 at that point in time before everything tanked.
Mm.
So it's like $100, right? At the least $50. Okay. So I'm like, where? I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe somebody just took my cart. So I'm going around. I'm like, whatever. But it's just like you. It's
Yeah,
like
you're just
irking me.
frustrated. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get justice. You know what? I did post this on IG story. This was like 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna there's something in me. Like, I can't give up.
Mm.
So I kept sourcing, but I'm like, you know what? There's a long line. And if somebody wants to buy this, they're going to be in that line with that item in their cart. But then I always have this fear of what if I call out somebody?
And it's not, they didn't take it.
Because I've had that happen before, which I will share in a way future podcast. The scenario is too recent for me to want to share right now. Let me just say it was a crazy story. So
I can't wait to hear that.
It's just.
Hey, listeners, please remind Orlando to share this story in a
When you
future
falsely
episode.
accuse somebody of something.
Oh, that's messed up, man.
You get a big
That's
dude like
messed
me
up.
coming after somebody and it's false. Like, scare, people. It's not fun.
That's not good, man.
You just want to run away and hide. Anyways, going back to the story. So I go and then I see this cart and my items in this cart. And this person had put all these toys on top of it. So I'm now having this ethical dilemma. Do I call out this guy or do I how do I do this, right? And so I thought, I'm gonna do the play dumb role, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're like, I don't know. So I went up to the guy and I'm like, hey, I had a cart over there and it had this item and it's kind of weird. And I don't know what happened. Is it possible did you see somebody pick it up or is maybe this one the one? And he goes, oh yeah, I just saw it sitting around right there and I thought I just make it my cart. I just needed a cart. I'm like, oh, you just needed a cart, huh? It's like, yep, I just need it. And the way he said it was like, yeah, I took this from you, but I just needed a cart. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, then did you say, well, since you have the cart, can I have my item back?
Well, I did. I said, well, it looks like you got your cart. Is it okay if I have my item? Is it okay if I take this back? And he goes, oh, yeah, I just needed the cart anyways.
Oh, good. You intimidated him. I'm proud of you.
See, I'm not proud of intimidating someone. I am proud of getting the justice, but I've never enjoyed the intimidating. Never. Because there's people that can intimidate me all day long.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. So, okay. So let's talk about the other intimidation. Let's talk about Amazon for a moment. So we just had our conspiracy episode. So this is kind of like along the conspiracy. And maybe this will help some of you when you listen to this podcast. I'm not saying it's a for sure. But you know how we talk about eBay and triggering the algorithm and so on? So I was thinking about that because, the other day, people are having all kinds of sales. I think it was Sunday. Like crazy. Like, we're talking about several hundred, several $1,000s. And I was having sales. It was good. But it was nowhere near what people were having. And again, it's that, you start comparing yourself to others. Like, what's going on with me? Why am I not having these sales? So then I go, you know what? If people are making these sales, it means people are buying. Like, I need to adjust my prices on those items I'm trying to get rid of. So, and I need to adjust my prices on other items too. So I went to my Seller Central on Amazon and I adjusted the price for, I want to say like 2 to 300 items. Oh my goodness. Like within hours, sales just flooding in like crazy. And I go,
Huh.
huh.
So Amazon's algorithm is keep prices low and they'll reward you?
No. Maybe, or maybe they like activity because it happened again today.
Hmm.
Like today, I woke up in the morning, I had a few sales, and I was kind of where I'm okay at. I kind of realized that this Q4 it has to be way better than last year's Q4. So then I go, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna tinker around with things. And I heard somebody in IG say, put your prices up a few pennies more. Don't
Mm.
drop it. Just do some kind of activity. So I went on there, and sure enough, I messed with the prices a little bit, and then the sales started coming in again.
Huh.
And maybe it's coincidence, or maybe it's conspiracy,
Maybe.
right? I mean, you would think if that same kind of algorithm is true with eBay, right, is true with Etsy. I don't know what people say about Posh, but I know people talk about on Etsy and eBay. Maybe it's true about Amazon. Maybe they want activity. Maybe gone are the days where I could just post something at a certain price and it's going to sell no matter what,
Mm.
right? Or
Well, I think there is something to that even with Amazon because I feel like it's only been, well, I can't say it's relatively recent, but I feel like it's a recent thing where items prices on Amazon fluctuate a lot.
oh yeah,
Right? So,
it's
like, you put
crazy.
something in a wish list, and some days it's $10 more, and some days it's $4 less than when you put it in the cart, and it'll actually even tell you, like, "This item has decreased by 32% since you put it in your wish list," or, "This item has
Hmm.
gone up in price." So, I think that the movement in price both up and down creates urgency, right? So, I'm sure that Amazon kinda likes the idea that there's some items that have a set price point, but then there's other items that fluctuate quite a bit. It's like their way of having sales, I guess?
I guess so. So I'm not saying this is a pro tip or anything. I just know that when I began to adjust my prices, like it just sales started happening. Now it could be just because I adjusted my prices, right? But maybe, I mean, I've heard people talk about Amazon throttling. Oh, I didn't tell you about that. This is crazy. I posted this on IG. Did you see my we're just gonna say it because everybody knows about it. So did you hear about Bearded Picker's video?
Uh-uh.
So Bearded Picker's on YouTube. He made a video about the monopoly for millennials.
Okay.
It went viral. It has
Mm.
like over 1 million views.
Really?
Crazy. Like
Hmm.
I remember watching it when it only had a few thousand. So props to him.
Yeah.
But um what I will say is and now, I throw this out. You know me, I'm big about blurring and about we don't discuss
Mhm.
bolos, but this is like if you got a video that has 1 million
Yeah.
views, it's kind of done.
It's out there.
Right? It's out there. Like those things that you cook in frying pans, like that other bolo, that
Mm.
one's out there already too.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
It rhymes with buy-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then leg.
Yes. All
Gotcha.
right. So it's all right. If you haven't sent it to FBA, it's too late anyways.
Mm.
Um, what was I getting at? What was I talking about?
Bearded picker,
Okay, no,
millennial.
Monopoly for millennials. So last week, I'm sitting there, I'm doing the whole refresh of my Amazon Seller Central, and then one of my monopolies sold for 99.99.
Hmm.
Like, wow, the price is already at 99.99. So what I do sometimes, what you could do is you go to the Amazon regular app, the buyer app, and I looked, and my offer was like the highest offer.
So somebody went to the highest one?
I don't know.
Huh.
So I'm like, did some throttling happen here? Like, how is it that somebody goes to my listing, buys it? Now, unfortunately, it never happened. I did get a screenshot of it, so it's real. I did sell it for 99.99.
But nobody paid?
Nobody paid or whatever. It just went away.
Somebody must have picked the wrong one and then put in
But
a
no, but do you understand what
order
it
created
takes?
by accident.
Okay, but do you know what it takes to get to 99.99? Like there was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna look at my phone, but I think at that time there was like 200 something offers.
Hmm.
And you know how to get to it, you scroll page 2, page 3, page 4, page
Mm.
5, this is like page 7. How do you get to page 7? Unless at that time it was maybe some competition trying to find my store or
Mm.
heard. I mean, no one knows that I was listening at that price at that time. It's not at that price anymore.
Oh. Sneaky.
So, but isn't that weird?
It's crazy. It's bizarre.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
So I was pumped.
It was me. I did it. I'm just kidding. I didn't.
You paid $99.99.
No, I didn't pay.
Huh?
I didn't pay.
You didn't pay. That's true. That is true. So anyway, I just thought that's my random story, along with
Nice.
the other ones, because I'm just like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's
So
bizarre.
if any of you know, let us know. Shoot us DM how that happens. By the way, great segue to talk about. Hey, follow us on Instagram if you haven't yet. We are Pure Hustle Podcast. On Twitter, we are Pure Hustle Cast. On Facebook, we are Pure Hustle Podcast. And on YouTube, hey, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell so you get alerts whenever we throw on a new podcast or a new video. And then you can find us on iTunes, Spotify. And thank you, by the way, those of you that are still writing reviews. It's been awesome. So you haven't had a chance, you want to give us 5 stars, that'd be great. And then you can always contact us on our phone number, 619-738-1170. That's 619-738-1170. Or email us at purehustlepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Do that. Hit us up, guys. We love hearing from you. It's so awesome. Just to see, you guys interacting with us. It just, I don't know. It's cool.
No, it
We
is.
love it.
It is. I love, again, Mike and I talk about, we just thought we were going to be in this room talking to ourselves and like no one, we'd have like, maybe 20 listens a week on our podcast.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. So you guys are awesome. Check us out. Hey, the big thing, if you can, if you're on Instagram or on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, share or tag somebody in our stuff. We're not asking, for you to give us money or anything right now. Just please just tag other people and let them know about us, because we just want as many people in this community as possible. Orlando and I both have grown immensely as resellers by having the listeners that we have. So we can only imagine that as the listener base grows and as the community grows, how much more we'll grow and you'll grow as a result of it. So please just if you even have a friend that they're like, I'd like to know about reselling, tag some of our stuff, tag them in it. We'd love to expand the community.
Yeah, it'd be great. So there's always that share, like that little share link on YouTube or on podcasts. You share both of them. So there you go. All right. So now that we've gotten through those random stories, let's talk about some current topics.
Current topics.
So today's Green Monday. You know what that is?
I kind of feel like I would say you're making it up if I didn't see it on my eBay notification, but I had no idea what it was. It was just like Green Monday. So I just thought like, oh, Black Friday, Green Monday, whatever. But
well, it is.
What is it?
It's supposed to be like the second Cyber Monday. It's like, it's an eBay made up holiday.
You could just do
according to Wikipedia. Now, a lot of people say Wikipedia is not reliable. Do you know that Wikipedia is actually more reliable than some encyclopedias?
I like Wikipedia.
Well, because it's peer edited.
Yeah, it's that's the thing is
not peer edited like in the academic sense, but peer edited like there's millions of eyes on it.
Yeah,
so
yeah. It's hard to put false information on there. Yeah, and if people say something and it's not cited, people will add a little comment like citation needed. So yeah, I mean it's pretty reliable, I feel. And if nothing else, you can go down to the little references and follow the maybe more academic sources. So I'm a fan of Wikipedia. Don't use it on your essay. Use the references.
All right. Thanks, teacher. All right. So going back to the talk. So today is supposed to be the biggest eBay sales day, which I don't know how you validate that. Or it's supposed to be the biggest sales day. I don't know.
Huh.
I think.
Well, there you go. Is it just because they offered a bunch of coupons? Because I always get those weird things like get $5 off or 50% off selected items. Like, are they pushing these sales? Like, where is it coming from?
They push it, and I guess they eat the cost of it, right? Because you've never seen, like, you get a sale, and it's like, this was 20% off, and we're taking that from you. Like, eBay just eats it.
Well, I feel like it's specific sponsored items. Like, it's select items. It's not everything. So I feel, I'm not sure. But wonder what makes today such a big day for eBay? Is it because it's close enough to Christmas that people are buying stuff?
You know what? It could be. I mean, I will say, like, Sunday was the biggest Amazon day I've had so far, right?
Okay.
And eBay, I can't say, but then again, I've told you, and I hate saying this, I've listed maybe 2 items in like 3 weeks on eBay. I'm still getting sales, but it's not what they used to be, right? Now, the Green Monday thing isn't just like an eBay thing. Like, there's other websites offering deals. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Cool. Green Monday. Get out there. Buy something.
Should we just remove this part from the podcast?
No, I think it's good. I mean, it's one of those things like Cyber Monday had to start somewhere, right? Like everybody knew what Black Friday was, and I feel like for a while Cyber Monday was kind of this thing that was kind of fringe, and then it became popular, and then it became almost as well known or just as well known as Black Friday, right? So maybe Green Monday, maybe we're on like the forefront of this wave that's going to take over the retail
Where are you
world.
going with this?
5 years from now, people are going to be like, Black Friday, what's Black Friday's? Green Monday's coming up. You don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
after
Maybe.
everything's legalized throughout the country, it'll be Green Monday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like it could be for other things, or maybe that's when you buy stuff that is like good for the environment. Like
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was like a Green Monday, right? But I guess it's an eBay. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The term was coined. We okay? Yeah. Can people hear us right now? They can hear you. They can hear me? Yeah. Well, they can hear me too. Okay. We're having some technical difficulties. Again, an organic podcast. All right. So the term was coined by eBay back in 2007 to describe the best sales day in December. So,
2007.
yeah.
Man, it's taken a while to catch on.
That is true. That's true. We're like going like, what is Green Monday? And it's like been over 10 years.
11 years later.
That is a great point. That's a great point. Okay, let's move on. Here's the crazy one. So, do you know now? A lot of people are. This is kind of a little controversial right now, but I guess Walmart and Target, according to recent reports, are outpacing Amazon in online sales. Do you think that's true?
No.
You don't think so?
I want to see the numbers on that, and I want to see.
Wow, you're not even an Amazon guy.
No, I love Amazon.
Okay.
I don't sell on Amazon the way you do, but as a customer, there's no way Target and Walmart. Maybe if you combine them together, they're getting close, but I just don't believe it. I'd have to see the numbers.
I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth. I will say Target and Walmart have definitely upped their game.
Because of Amazon.
No, that's true. But this is okay. So I'm not trying to get anywhere close to anything. Okay. But that's how free markets function.
Yeah.
Right? You think about it like, there could have been some kind of government regulation on Amazon. There could have been, some legislation passed. But what made Walmart and Target improve? It's the free market.
Yeah, they needed to compete.
Like, that's what's going to do it, right?
Yep.
So if you want to stop the juggernaut of Amazon or any business, like, it's going to take another business to come in.
Yep.
And I got to say, I have anecdotal evidence, so it's not like real evidence, but I just compare my experience to Walmart and Target and comparison to previous years with online arbitrage. It is so much better.
Is it?
I mean, I will tell you, the deals I was getting on Walmart, like right after not even right after Black Friday, like before Black Friday, were like crazy. Like some of the things I'm flipping right now were like 50% off. Now I'm not going to reveal what all those were, but it's like, it's crazy. And right now those items are selling for not only the full price, but like 20 to 30% more on top of that full price.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense that that the other companies, like one, like you said, the free market, they've got to improve. I mean, even grocery stores have been improving because of Amazon Fresh, right? Like the delivery service is free for a lot of them now, and so everybody improves. Like everybody gets to reap the benefit of a company as big as Amazon coming in and changing the game. But I do think that as Walmart and Target move more towards online sales and in an attempt to compete with Amazon and stay as a viable source, I don't know. I feel like just the brick and mortar stores. I mean, are they going to exist the same way they do now 10 years from now?
I don't know, but I will tell you, like Target is making the effort, and so is Walmart. Like, so I've bought a ton of OA, and by the way, like, you remember I was having those weird, like, they blocked me from buying things.
Mm-hmm.
None of that.
Huh.
Like, I'm going gangbusters, and I've not had anybody. Target has not refused. The only time is like they're out of stock or something. Right? Like I put in the order and they're like, oh, we thought we had this much, but people bought out earlier today. And so we didn't get to it on time. But here's what's happening is that, I'll get a message like, oh, we're back ordered. It's going to be like 2 weeks. And then 2 days later, it's like, no, we were able to get it. We're going to get it there tomorrow.
Wow.
And like, it's like next day things show up. It's been wild. Like OA just keeps coming in. And on top of that, when I go to the stores, like their online sales are like it's wild. Like there's so many people buying online. Like
Hmm.
I've gone to one Target. I remember last year they would have like a few shelves in the back.
Right.
It's like full rooms
Hmm.
of stuff that people are buying online, and they're fast and they're efficient. And it's I let's say I get some damaged items. That's the other thing I was gonna talk about. Like I've also gotten a lot of damaged items, which is killing me.
Hmm.
Because the guy picking it from the shelves or the gal isn't going like, somebody needs to sell this on Amazon. I'm gonna make sure I kindly take this down
Yeah.
and right. It's just just rip it off. But you know what? It gets damaged. I'm like, I'm not gonna take this. No problem.
Hmm.
I come back 3 days later. Nope. We'll just accept, like, not even flinching.
Hmm.
Right. I might have 4 or 5 of those items, not even flinching. And so think about that customer experience. Like there is no barriers to me buying and no barriers to me returning.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like
Do you have
Amazon
most
though,
of them picked up at Walmart or Target on site, or do you have them shipped to your house?
both. So what I've been doing this Q4 that has been really awesome is that you can like buy on Target and you could have it shipped to your house, but it takes longer. But if you want to do pickup next day, right, you can get it the next day. And I can pick like 5 or 10 stores where this item is in stock.
Mm.
So I'll pick all of them and I can use one coupon and make that one big purchase. And then I get the deal on all those items.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, for those of you who are listening and maybe are new to the reselling game, because we got to remember there's probably
No,
people
I
who
know.
haven't started at the beginning. So OA, online arbitrage, what Orlando's talking about here is he buys things on Target's website, Walmart's website, somewhere online, at a price that's lower than he can turn around and sell it on Amazon. So he's buying it from Target, sends it to Amazon, selling it on Amazon for more. So
Mhm.
that is one of the ways that you can make money even without having to technically leave your house, right? Like you
No,
can.
and that's the nice thing. It's kind of like there's some days these last 3 weeks where I was gonna go sourcing and then 8 boxes show up and it's
Mm,
like, well, I guess I'm just gonna pack all day today.
yep.
And it saves you the gas, saves you the time. And I find that online I was able to get better deals than in store.
Yeah, and that's good for you. I mean, we live in a city where there's a Walmart and Target on almost every corner. They're everywhere, right? But if you're out in a more rural area and you have to drive a long way and there's only one Target and you're looking for that one item, like that might be terrible for you. So online arbitrage, that might be if you're like, okay, it the whole retail thing isn't going to work for me. It might, right? The more that online arbitrage becomes a thing, especially if Target and Walmart are stepping up their online sales game, hey, there's a market. You can jump in.
No, I gotta tell you, they have been on point. Like the numbers that they have showed on their app has been better than the numbers that they've shown like on these other applications that resellers use. It's been wild. So I kind of can see it happening. I don't know about outpacing is the right word, but I can see it. I can see it happening.
Yeah, it's growing.
So along with that, I wanted to talk about this real quick. So did we ever talk about eBay's new managed payments?
I don't think so.
Okay, so one of the things that eBay rolled out this summer, and if people wanted to opt in, was that they have this new payment system that's outside of PayPal. So they broke off from PayPal,
Mhm.
right? Eventually, PayPal is not going to be part of the equation, or it might be, but it's not going to be the primary one.
Mm.
Um, I always mess up the name. It's AYDEN, IDON, or something like that. Is the new payment company, and it's supposed to be all in eBay.
Mm.
So it's supposed to cut fees, right? And any discussion you have, you know how sometimes you have a problem, you have to call PayPal, then
Yep.
call eBay, and it's all eBay. Everything's eBay.
Hmm.
So one of the issues that resellers were having, and I wish we had talked about this more, but I think we barely touched on it, was that they opted in. But the problem with opting in was, oh yeah, we did talk about it. Is number one, people couldn't use PayPal,
Mm.
and number two, they couldn't do global shipping.
Oof.
And this was rolled out like before Q4.
Oh,
Right? So a lot of people signed up, and actually one of our listeners, I know she's listening to us, she actually like it killed her sales,
man, that's rough.
right? Because people couldn't pay and then, global shipping wasn't in
Oh,
play and so she had to get things sorted out with eBay and eventually they took her off of it.
that's
And her
rough.
sales started picking up again.
Yeah, I apologize to you. That's really tough, especially because I mean, it's a gamble,
Wasn't our
right?
fault though.
No, but I feel bad that you
No,
would do
I
that
do.
because
I do.
that's like that's one of those things where it could have gone either way, right? Like, it could have been that you were trying something new that you were on the forefront of that made it so that you were ahead of everybody else and
And you're
had
supposed to
amazing
save
sales.
money too,
Yeah.
like less fees.
Or what happened to you, there just weren't enough bugs that have been worked out yet, and you lose out, so that's tough, especially because, like, if eBay presented you with the opportunity, and then it hurts your sales, I mean, oh, that would
And
feel
we love
terrible.
eBay, by the way. We love you, eBay. Right? If you've seen our latest Insta feed with Mike, in front of the MacBook, you know exactly what we're talking about.
We love you, eBay.
Mike likes to forget that one, but we have another one coming, by the way. But you've already seen it by the time you hear this podcast. All right, now I wanted to connect that to something else though, because what's going on is that the other reason that Amazon, I hate this because I want Amazon to do really well, but people are saying that Amazon isn't doing as well, is that PayPal is the major way that people pay for 80% of all the other retailers. Right? So you go on Amazon, like you can use your credit card, right? You can use Amazon Pay and so on. But pretty much everybody's doing PayPal, right?
I it's true. PayPal is used for a lot of things, it's really convenient, but I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel like PayPal is, like, old school.
No, I know, but I get it. But what I mean is like I could be driving, not saying I do this or you should do this, but I could be shopping while I'm driving. And if I want to pay for something on PayPal, I just gotta on my iPhone, I just do the touch ID
Mm.
and I right instantly done.
But I feel like
Same with
phones.
Amazon, the one click.
Yeah, so I feel like phones already do that with a lot of things anyways, like, your credit card is stored, you've got Google Wallet or Apple Pay, you've got all these things, and I feel like if you're shopping on Amazon, you have an account, you have your credit card entered, they have you don't even ever have to think about, like, "Yes, I wanna
Yeah,
pay
the
through
one click is
PayPal."
scary.
One click is scary, but even without the one click, I mean, just having your credit cards put in there, I feel like it's easy enough. I don't feel like I've never been like, "Oh, I wish Amazon had PayPal." Like, I've never once thought that.
Okay. I just thought I'd throw it out there. It just right now, it just seems that like Amazon is still a juggernaut, but then there's people that are trying to be innovative and like
I don't
kind
think
of
PayPal is innovative. I think
I'm not saying PayPal's innovative. I'm just saying other companies are being innovative by adopting PayPal to their payment systems.
I think that I don't wanna say they're moving backwards, but I don't think that's new. Like, I don't think that's special to, like, for a company to move on to
I
PayPal.
think so because I remember back in the day, I have to put my credit card. Now I just do my PayPal and it's all taken care of.
But you still gotta sign into your PayPal. Like, once you put your credit card information on a website, like,
Okay, all
it's
right.
there.
Maybe I lost this one. Okay,
I don't
I'll give it up to you
I
there.
just yeah, I mean, because to say, like, PayPal accounts for 70% more than, like, Amazon Pay or these other things that are lower, like, that doesn't take into account, like, credit cards. Like, people probably use credit cards online far more than they use PayPal.
No, I agree with that. That is true. I will tell you, credit cards is the other thing about this Q4. I'm not a fan of it.
Taking on credit card debt?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm just not a fan just because it just feels gross. Like last year it was all pure capital. This
Mm.
year I'm trying to do points. I'm gonna pay them all back. But it's like, what if things tank in the next week? We'll find out after. But what if they do? I think that's the other part. I'm like, we'll see where this goes.
Oh, that would be so bad. We'd have to have, like, a how to file bankruptcy episode, you
No,
know?
we are not going down that road. All right. Hey, here's another interesting one on Amazon now is that now Amazon has this return replacements thing. So if you're a seller, let's say I have 100, let's say 100 Sony headphones, and somebody gets one and they don't like it or it's defective, instead of doing the return, they can opt to get another one sent in from your inventory.
Hmm.
And then it comes up like a zero charge on your orders. And then that customer has 45 days to send it back in. I gotta tell you, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's a little unsettling. The reason it's unsettling is I think Amazon is I don't want to say this, but I think it's easier to scam on Amazon than it is on eBay.
Hmm.
And I'm not trying to be end of the world, you know me. But it's been interesting. I've seen some other people going like, how come I have this zero charge? It's like, yeah, because Amazon's like, oh yeah, we just sent them a replacement. But you know how Amazon is? It's kind of like, hey, bad return. Oh well, keep moving. Right? eBay, at least you kind of got a little wiggle room.
It's true.
Wiggle room.
Wiggle room. Yeah,
Little wiggle room.
we've got an interesting eBay return case opened up against us.
Oh, you have a case opened against you.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
What happened?
Okay, so we sold this subwoofer
Okay.
to this guy, and we met him like in the middle on his pricing. Was super excited to get it at the price he wanted. Like, in fact, like all of his messages to us were like, "Thank you so much for like not just declining my offer. Like, I appreciate that we were able to come to like this agreement." So we sent it to him, and a few days later, like we get a message from him that says like, "Hey, like I don't know what to do, but like UPS is telling me that it was delivered at my house, but it's not here."
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, no, I know I'm good, but, like, so we're like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that, like, maybe call UPS, see if they." And so, like, we've gone back and forth with him multiple times on messages, and he's like, "Look, I've definitely I know this isn't your fault. Um, they're saying that you guys have to call UPS and maybe see if you can do anything." So we did, we called UPS. Well, after multiple times of them being very polite with us and saying, like, "This isn't your fault. Like, thank you guys for, like helping with this." The most recent thing was a case opened against us by them, and in their message, because eBay sent us a copy of, like, what
Yeah.
the case was, they were, like, totally, like, saying, like, they weren't in communication with me, and I told them they needed to call UPS, and it took them, more than a day to call UPS, and this is not professional, and I'm like, "Where is this coming from?"
It's the guy from the rummage sale.
Maybe it is, like, it's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, now all of a sudden we're enemies when, we've been fine. Now you're talking to eBay and
I've
we're
had
the
that
enemy?
happen.
It's weird.
You'll be okay though.
I hope so.
See,
We have all of the messages through eBay, so we're good.
so I finally had my first. Not I failed many times, but the first fail of this kind.
Mm.
So I sold. It's along with this, and then hey, by the way, we're almost at a hustle of the week.
Yeah.
So it sold. I sold a shirt, and I mailed it out, and I was pumped because the person offered me like $1 from within what the price was. So yeah, and then today I got a message that said, "Oh, you sent me a 2XL. You were supposed to send me the XL." I've never done that. I've never switched packages, never done it. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I messaged them back. I said, "I'm so sorry about that. I will ship you the XL first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll send you tracking. And if you could please start the return process on the other shirt and return
Mm.
the other shirt." So don't know what's gonna happen. If I might lose money on both shirts, right?
Right.
They may
Yep.
keep the other one and get the XL,
Mhm.
but I'd rather do that than end up getting the negative feedback.
Yep.
So, man, I can't believe I did that. So I'm hoping they'll open the return. I'm hoping they'll say, "No problem. I'll just run it through the dryer a few times." That,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna
that
happen.
would be best case scenario. But I'm just bummed because
Yeah.
that's been the problem with Q4 too. It's so busy.
Mm.
Like eBay, like packing for eBay has been like, it's been rough.
Yeah, I could see that if it's an interruption. I mean, there's times where I don't wanna say upset, but I'm like, "Oh, I have to pack shipments tonight, and we had 3 things sell today." And it's almost like I have a bad attitude about having to pack
About
stuff,
making
but
money.
it's like, "Wait, no, like, this is a good thing. This is a good problem to have," but it can be a problem,
See,
though.
but okay, so here's the other part of my issue. So I don't know what it is, but we know where I stay. My post office closes at 5.
Mm.
Okay.
You do have a bad post office here.
Oh, you know about it.
It's bad. Yeah,
So I show up at 4:59. Okay, it's not closed yet.
it's true.
They're already shutting that
Mm.
sliding door to go into the main area, and I have my packages, and then the post. This is like the postmaster comes out and goes, "Sorry, next time I can't accept these." I'm like, what do you mean? It's 4:59. It's 5. It's not 5. And she looks, and it was
Uh-huh.
4:59. And well, final pickups at 4:45. We can't accept after 4:45. I'm like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, this post office doesn't even have one of those. What do you call those?
Just Dropbox things.
Yeah, the things that you pull. Like it doesn't even have that. You have no choice. Like you have to be there when it's open.
Mhm.
So I show up the next day. It's 4:59.
Oh, man.
Okay, I know it's my fault. No, it's not my fault. I pay my taxes. Okay, you got to stay open. I I respect all post office people that are listeners. I love you guys. I just don't understand this. Like, and so they're on my IKEA bag, right? And by the way, the IKEA bags are awesome. Do you have
Mm.
IKEA bags?
I had one, but I've used it for something else. I'm not sure where it is
Oh,
right
they're
now.
so
I
good.
think I've got all my camping stuff in a big IKEA bag.
It's so good to carry. So she's like, I'll take them, but not again. You got to be here at 4:45. And there's like this rebellious spirit about me, like, no, I don't have to be here at 4:45. Do you see the pattern in this episode? So she takes my bag, puts it over the counter, and just like unloads all the
Oh,
items.
jeez.
Like just they all fall out. Now, luckily, there are only shoes and clothing items, so I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I worry about that with packaging of items, like, if they're not handled right. But one of our followers on Instagram, I think it was, made a comment, or maybe it was on YouTube, somebody who watched on
We have a
YouTube.
few.
Somebody posted something that I thought was really a rule of thumb I'm using now, which was if you don't feel comfortable dropping the box from chest height, then it's not good to go. I'm like, that's a good rule of thumb,
No,
I
no, no.
think.
I've heard that before. That's
Good. I like that.
So going back to the post office, I'm in this dilemma. Like, there's a part of me, okay, I can write something up, I can complain, but they also handle my mail,
Nah, you don't want to do that.
right? Or I can just say, forget it. I'm gonna go to the post office that's 15 miles down the road, so I don't have to deal with them anymore. And that post office, like, they're quick about stuff, and they've always had like awesome. Like, I show up, you know how you show up, and there's that. I don't know, maybe it's in an urban city that they do this, but there's a person that approaches you when you show up, and like they can scan your items right there.
Mm,
Like you don't even have to, even before you put it in the little drop
right.
or you go to the counter, they can scan it and they'll take it for you
Huh.
and they'll take care of all of it. So I go to this post office and she's there. Like I know the lady. She every time she's like, "Hey, how you doing? How's sales? Scan, scan, scan. Done."
Nice.
So do I go to the one that's near where I live? Or do I drive
Well, I
the
would
extra
say if it's
15
before
miles?
4:45, go to the one where you live. If it's after 4:45, you might need to drive 15
But they both
miles.
close at 5. So if I go 60 miles an hour, I'm still gonna get there.
Maybe you need to time your day a little better.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I subconsciously, I don't know what happens. Like I'm done with all this FBA stuff. And I'm like, all right, eBay sales. Right. So I go do the eBay packing and somehow it lands at 4:59. Then I get there.
4:59.
So, anyways.
Wake up 10 minutes earlier.
What? It's the afternoon. I don't even take naps. Do you
Well, in
still
the
take
morning.
naps?
No, I'm saying like wake up in the start your day 10 minutes earlier. Because that's what
I don't
always
think that's gonna make a
it
difference.
makes a difference. Because okay, think about it. I have students who come late to class every first period every day, 5 to 10 minutes late every day, and it's always the same excuse. Oh, there was traffic. There was traffic.
Oh no,
There was
I get where
traffic.
you're going
There was
with that.
traffic. And it's like, well, if you would have woken up, if it's traffic every day, this isn't like a rare occurrence. Like you need to set your alarm earlier. You're leaving too late. So maybe you just need to,
But today I did. So today I had a few sales and I wanted to ship them all out. But instead, I just shipped out the ones that had to be shipped out today. And I got there at 4:25
I'm proud of you.
there. But
I think the postmaster was proud of you too.
I just, and here's the thing. Like, I know I'm ranting here probably, which we don't rant, right? We always keep it positive. But I'll show up and like, you don't even have like a set place for me to put my boxes. Or sometimes I'll show up and literally it's like 5 to 10 minutes till somebody shows up at the front.
Yeah, this is a really bad post office.
So you've experienced that.
Yeah, this post office where you're at it's terrible. I always used to feel that way. I lived here too for a while years ago. I hated it. It's a bad post office. They're not very friendly.
There's some friendly people there.
They're okay. That's true. I don't mean to speak as a whole. Like 6 years ago, I didn't run into very many friendly people there,
Okay.
and they did not run like a very efficient machine. That's for sure.
But it's just funny because they're like, just leave the package. So I'll leave the package and they're ghost for like 5 minutes.
Mm.
So I'm not going to just leave my package there like anybody. And I know they have cameras, but do I really want to deal with the ordeal that happens after if somebody steals it and then having to file a report and wait for my money and all that?
Has that ever happened to you?
What do you mean?
I just leave my packages on the table and walk away.
But there's always somebody, okay, at the other post office, there's always somebody there.
Mm.
And usually they take it right away.
Mm.
At this one, I can literally like drop it off, walk out. I've done this. Sit in my car and just watch for like 5 minutes till somebody shows up. So, anyways, so we're never gonna reveal where we're located. Just so we're in an underground bat cave right now, recording our podcast.
Yep. In the city of you'll never know.
There you go. All right. Let's get positive now. Let's talk about some hustles of the week.
Yeah. Hustle of the week. So
I'm gonna start. Actually, I'm gonna start, and then you got one, and then I'll do one.
Some of our listener hustles, right?
Oh yeah. So we're going. Yeah. And again, first of all, I want to apologize if I said something or Mike said something that your hustle of the week's gonna be on the podcast and it didn't happen. We apologize. Just because it's been so busy, like it's sometimes like we have it all down, and other times we're like, oh yeah, this was it, and then sometimes we discuss what they're gonna be. So we apologize. And again, we're not looking for like the multi-$1,000 hustle always. Those are nice to have too. Sometimes we just want the $30, because they're all hustle of the week depending on where you're at and you're reselling.
And it's actually kind of nice to have the lower ones too. There's more likely that it's going to benefit other people because it's more likely you're going to run into similar items.
Yep. 100% agree. So our first one comes from Erin. Okay. On IG, she is known as Red Arrow Reserve. Okay. Red Arrow Reserve. So I like the story, and there isn't anything like super unique about the story, but it's how resellers should function, I think. Right? Went to Goodwill, came across an item, noticed that it was well made, noticed that it was quality. And you might ask, how do you know if something's well made, how it's quality? And some of the ways, and I've heard other people say, is you go to like the nice high-end stores and you just go and like look through their items, touch the materials, and then you get a feel, and then you go to the cheap store and you'll definitely feel the difference, right? That's one way to do it. But sometimes you just know, you know what I mean? Or maybe you don't.
No, I know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, you look at something like, this is nice.
Yeah, like this is like fancy. Fake leather and real leather.
This is hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity. I doubted that word age. Okay, moving on. And it was new with tags. So she did what every good reseller should do.
Research.
Yes. Took out her phone, looked at the comps on eBay, and it was a Tasha Polizzi women's vest. The picture looked kind of Southwestern. So if you go to her IG profile, you'll see it's a few posts back, and she bought it, paid $6. Oh, here's the thing. Before I keep going, there were no exact comps, and that's one thing we haven't talked about is that if there's no exact comps, it doesn't mean that it's not worth as much. It may be worth more.
It might be worth more.
Right? Yeah. So it doesn't hurt to go sky's the limit and then put best offer and see what you get.
Yep.
Right? So she ended up listing it. She listed it for, she paid $6 for it, and it sold for $100 plus shipping.
That's so good. I love those sales.
I do. It's one of those, again, you did all the right steps. You came in, you figured it out. You could have just passed on, but you researched it anyways. Yep. And now you have another Bolo.
Yep. And you got a brand to look for. And now you're going to be keeping your eye out for that.
Tasha Polizzi.
Bolo.
Never even heard of it.
That's Red Arrow Reserves Bolo. Also.
There you go. Listeners are doing Bolos a week.
Yeah.
We'll tank the entire reselling market.
That's right.
So, we're not going to, by the way. You can't do it.
Can't do.
Tank the reselling market.
I don't know. Not with this kind of stuff. No, I mean, I feel like that's one of those
I've never
things.
seen this in my entire life.
That's
Tasha Polizzi.
Well, it's probably because you didn't know to look for it. And you don't do women's clothing.
That is true. I might, though. We're going to that posh thing.
So yes. Yeah.
So is this Thursday?
This Thursday.
Yeah. Where's it at? Costa Mesa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're there, what is it called?
I think it's called Posh Live. I think, maybe.
There's all these names. There's like Posh and Sip. There's like Posh Fest. There's Posh My Birthday.
I don't know. But it's going to be fun.
Okay. All right. So we'll be there.
Yeah, so that'll be tomorrow.
Are we wearing Pure Hustle podcast shirts?
No, we would, but it's like, it's
come on, you don't want to stick
It's
out?
business casual.
Oh.
It's like fancy cocktail party style.
I've seen the posh pictures, like everybody's dressed up and everything.
Yeah. So wear your old administrative
No,
gear.
no, no. I'm not wearing a
Shirt and
tie.
tie.
No, I'm wearing.
I wear a tie every day. I
I'm
love
wearing
ties.
our new logo PHP shirt. I'm just gonna do it.
Go for it.
That's my business casual.
So you're gonna be.
I am a self-employed man.
So you're gonna be the most underdressed person in the entire room, and you're gonna say, "Check out my podcast." That's not how you represent, man.
No, it's gonna be like Pure Hustle Posh. That's what it's gonna be on my shirt.
You better dress up nice. You're gonna embarrass me.
No, wait, whoa. If Gary Vee doesn't have to get dressed up, should I have to get dressed up?
Are you Gary Vee?
No.
Okay.
I just
when you roll up in a Range Rover, you can wear whatever you want.
My Honda doesn't work out.
It
my
doesn't
Honda
work
Pilot.
like that. Yeah. No.
Okay. I don't know. I have to consider that. Getting dressed up? Seriously?
Yeah. You gotta.
Do you understand?
It's part of the thing.
I've only worn a tie twice in the last 6 months. Twice. Slacks? I can't even think the last time. No, I did wear slacks because I had tie on. But
just do it, man. It'll feel good. It'll feel good to put that tie up on the neck.
Dude, I did that for years. Years. Okay.
I
Anyways.
love it. I feel like when you dress nice, maybe you might, the listeners can let us know, but I feel like there's something about when you dress up, I feel like you stand a little taller, get a little bit more confident.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wear a shirt and tie and put the Pure Hustle shirt on top.
There you go. We got time. Why don't you make a tie with the Pure Hustle Podcast logo on it?
That would be pretty sweet.
Do it.
We don't have it. Dude, I'm gonna go pay like $40 for a tie to be monogrammed.
Just get a regular black tie. Go to Joanne's Fabric and do one of those print iron-on things.
Okay. We're not talking. Okay, you know how terrible that would look. That would definitely take classy to a very low level.
Hey, at least it's not a t-shirt.
Oh wow!
All right, so I got a listener
shirts,
hustle.
by the way.
These are nice shirts.
Exactly.
But you don't wear a nice shirt to like a dinner cocktail party.
You hear what you just said? You don't wear a nice shirt.
No, it doesn't. Like it's nice, but it's not the right attire. It's like, there's just different attire you wear for different things. You wouldn't wear it to a wedding,
Okay.
Yeah, this is posh is fancy. All of my poshes out there, you guys are fancy.
Fancy.
All right. So I've got a listener hustle of the week here.
Look, from where? What platform? Twitter.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the handle. So this is low key. Is that his name? Is that
he
goes by?
It's low key in Arizona, but his handle is DLog619.
Okay. But what does low key mean? Is that like?
I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there. I know he's a teacher.
Hey.
So he's one of our early listeners, by the way. We appreciate you because he's one of the first guys to like encourage us and be there for us.
And you said lock? Is it lock or is it Loki?
I don't know.
I want to say it right. Hey, call us. Call us on the number and let us know how to pronounce your name. Give us the background story.
Yes, take time out of your day to call us.
Yeah, we'd love to. Because we want to make sure you get the shout out you deserve. Because this is awesome. So, low key in Arizona, Twitter handle is DLLock619. Picked up a 2015 retired My Little Pony pillow pet for $1. That's like my favorite price.
I thought you were going to say that was my favorite toy.
That's my pillow pet. That's my favorite TV. We just got one for my son and he loves it. But so a retired 2015 My Little Pony pillow pet.
Like when I think of pillow pet, I think like infomercial.
Like as seen on TV.
Yeah, like cheesy. Like who buys this?
Oh, that's what But you, what is it you always say when you're looking for items? Unique, right?
Oh yeah, unique. Yeah,
unique. So
and this one is. What's funny is that it's retired. like it's no longer produced.
Yeah,
like
well, they're not
collectible.
It's My Little Pony, right? Because a lot of times, pillow pets are just generic items. Like here's a elephant, here's a dinosaur, But if it's My Little Pony branded, that's unique, right? Okay. It would be like a Tommy Bahama shirt with a football team on it or something instead of just a Tommy Bahama shirt.
I hear you. No, I get it.
Guess how much you sold it for?
Well, I know how much.
I know you know
Listeners, how much you think he
I know
sold
you
it?
know, but you got to play into the conversation. Guess how much he sold it for?
How much, Mike? How much did he sell it for?
But remember, he bought it for $1. How much do you think he sold it for?
I'm gonna go with
$100.
No,
He sold it for.
okay.
He
You know
sold
what?
it for
You're taking- no, he did not sell it
$100
for- No. You're missing something here.
plus shipping.
No, you're missing something. You read the part on the notes.
Oh no, he sold it for $56. I read the wrong one.
So first we have the cables, and now this. Are you sure we're not gonna edit this episode?
Oh, there's no editing.
Okay, all right.
So he bought it for $1. Guess how much he sold it for?
More than $50.
Yes, $56.
Okay,
That's pretty good.
no,
That's awesome.
no, it's. I can't believe that just happened. I thought you were messing around, and then you were like serious. That's what cracked me up about it.
Oh, they don't know what you're talking about because I edited this part out.
Oh, there you go. No, you're not gonna edit this out. Okay. That is an awesome bolo. Like,
Yeah,
not a
$1 to
bolo, but
56.
also, it's a bolo. So if you're out there, you see a My Little Pony pillow pet, it may be the retired collectible version.
2015.
There you go. And yeah, he had it in August. So again, this is about slow dime. Right? He had it in August and he sold it, this Q4. So again, slow dime, sometimes you just got to wait for that right buyer. And he did, and he got the sale.
$56. That's huge.
That's ridiculous ROI.
It's not quite $100,
No, it's not quite, no.
but it could have been.
But it's
56 is really good.
It's 56% of the way there to $100.
Yeah, I mean that's a big
It's
a big sale.
You can't
I like it.
beat that. All right. So next hustle of the week. I thought this was really cool. So another Twitter listener, Dead Maverick. Spell it out. DEADMAVRICK. Dead Maverick.
Dead Maverick.
Okay. That's a cool handle. So went to an estate sale, and then there were all these items that were going for cheap. Totally missed them. But what he didn't miss, and this is what threw me off, a Live Aid 1985 DVD.
What is that?
Okay, see, right? Okay, the way it reads, you're like, what? No. Okay, there's no such thing as DVDs in 1985. Okay, but there are DVDs made about DVDs of Live Aid in 1985.
What's Live Aid?
Oh, you don't know what Live Aid is? It's like the biggest like rock concert of like the 80s. Like huge.
Gotcha.
So we're talking about like there was all kinds of people there, like, have you ever heard that song? So there's that Do They Know It's Christmas? Have you ever heard that old 80s song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do they know? I'm not gonna sing on this podcast.
Sing it.
No, I'm not
Sing
gonna
it.
sing. So anyways, this is supposed to be like a follow-up to this, and this is supposed to help like people out. I believe it was, I'm trying to look out in Ethiopia, but it ended up being like one of those huge concerts, right? So you had like Queen was there, and you had I want to look, I think like all these huge 80s like people were there.
Okay.
I don't want to list like all the performers, but it was pretty huge. Okay. So what ended up happening at this became like the iconic, like when you think of like 80s like rock concert, not like lipstick 80s rock concert, like when you think of all the bands of the 80s, right? So you even had like Paul McCartney there, you had the Who, you had like all these people. Okay. And so maybe I'm getting this wrong, all the people that are there, but anyways, you guys that were in 1985, how old were we?
I wasn't born yet.
I was like 6. I do remember watching this on TV. I just didn't know what it was. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
But
I don't remember watching it on TV.
But it was a big deal. I mean, the biggest deal was the Queen. Queen was there. So, and I would say probably because the new movie that just came out,
right?
Like it really escalated the sale.
Gotcha.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, so you had David Bowie there, you had Elton John, you had Paul McCartney. I mean, this is like huge.
It's a big event.
Huge concert. Okay. And so what ends up happening is this guy picks up this DVD of Live Aid in 1985. And I remember seeing this on Twitter. I'm like, whoa, no way, right? And I believed them, but sometimes you want to just check it out and go, are they really going for that much? So I did not Google search. I did an eBay search, And if you get the sealed ones, they're going for money.
How much did it sell for?
He paid $3. $3.
Let me guess. $100?
No. More.
More.
$202.
Now
Plus shipping.
That's a DVD sale.
$202 plus shipping. Okay.
And you know the nice thing about shipping DVDs? They're like the easiest thing in the world to ship.
Mhm.
I mean, the ROI on that is unreal. And he charged shipping and probably didn't even need to because it's like a couple bucks to ship a DVD. That's a good sale. Good job, Dead Maverick.
No, so I mean, so think about it, like, and the reason I think he knew this was because he knew how iconic it was. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know, you just
I would have had no idea.
You would have just walked by a DVD, right?
Yes.
And I even got it wrong. I think I don't even think I had the right location, right? Because I was too young, right? Actually, I'm looking at a news article right now. They call it the '80s Woodstock.
Gotcha.
Right, so that's how big of a deal it was. Okay, more than 1.5 billion people from around the world watched it on television. That was probably where I was, on stages in London and Philadelphia. So okay, so I was right. It was in different locations.
Different locations.
So I just don't. It's all, you know, when you're 6. Like I remember, unfortunately, I don't know when the Challenger. Do you remember the Challenger, the space shuttle that blew up and those astronauts died?
I mean, I know the story, but I don't remember it.
But you were too young.
Yeah.
So, you know, that happened in 1986. So I just remember these like 80s moments. So this was in 85. So anyways, it's just huge. Like we always talk about, like in reselling, knowing pop culture, not only of your time, but of other eras is huge, right? Because again, you could have been like Mike and go, Live Aid. What is this, some infomercial?
Yeah. It feels like I need to like start playing more Trivia Pursuit.
You know what? That might help. I don't know.
There's certainly enough of them when you go to thrift stores and garage sales.
It's true.
Trivia Pursuit is like the thing.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. What I found in reselling is that like so many times I've seen an item and I look it up and it's a very pop culture-ish kind of thing. And had I not researched it or not been alive during that time, I would have had no idea.
Yeah.
All right, like for us, the 90s pop culture, like that's easy. Right? You see cross colors, you see Reebok pumps, you see starter shoes, you see Guess jeans, you know, like we know it, right? But when it gets to the 80s, like you and I, you know, this is what I feel kind of young here. It gets kind of fuzzy. Like what's 80s? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's the 90s for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So so the 90s are fuzzy to you?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I know I'm gonna turn 40 here soon, but I feel. Oh, did I tell you what happened?
You didn't.
Speaking of age, so I'm at Ross.
Somebody offered you a senior discount?
Yes. Remember when my beard
was serious?
Like, yes.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, so are you old enough to be a senior? I'm like, what?
I got my AARP card here.
I'm like, I'm 39. Like, this is the first time like I actually threw out the age card. Like, I'm 39. Like, not that there's anything wrong, right? Having gray just means you're wiser. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting some in my beard.
But I just was like, wow. Like, maybe I do look tired from FBA shipping these days.
I'll do it to you.
So, anyways, okay. So awesome. Sold that Live Aid DVD set. I think it's like a 4-disc set. I mean, it's if you go on eBay and check out comps for new and sealed, it's pretty crazy. I've seen some for like $300-$400. So it's pretty wild.
It's intense.
Hustles of the week.
Hustle of the week. What about you? What's your hustle of the week?
So my hustle of the week. Okay, so this isn't like I had this huge sale. This isn't I made a huge connection. I will say the hustle of the week, and it's going to be Amazon related, was that I was really impressed at what I found at Ross. Because I guess Ross also got a bid on Toys R Us toys.
Nice.
And here's what's interesting. When I heard that, you know, I also heard that Marshall's had some too, was I thought that Toys R Us sold all their good stuff already. You know, like I thought I bought all the good toys in LA and San Diego. And
you single-handedly cleared them out.
No, not me, but me and other resellers. And then I started finding these toys. There was one specific toy, which I can't share yet because it's still in that Bolo time right now. Probably we'll have a post episode where we talk about some of the things that sold well on FBA and eBay. And this is an item I remember last year, right during this peak time, I was looking for this item everywhere and it was sold out everywhere. I couldn't find it. And it's because I was like 2, 3 weeks late. Like all the resellers already picked it up, or all the
Mm.
people that wanted it for Christmas picked it up. So when Toys R Us was closing, I remember looking for this item. Nowhere to be found, all gone.
Hmm.
So then I started going, to Ross's in San Diego and LA, and like I'm finding this item for like $30, right? And it's flipping for like a decent amount.
Nice. Who would have thought, right?
Who would have thought? And not only that, but like I want to say anywhere between 100 to 200 items from Ross with 1 week all sold. All sold that I made 3 times my money on all those items.
Nice.
And I'm just like,
well, you might not be flooding the market on that item, but there's going to be an influx of people going to Ross, I think.
well, after this, no,
Yeah.
but there already is. Like, it's so interesting on IG. Like, I've seen more people go to Ross than go to Target and then go to Walmart than even go like thrift stores. It's very interesting, and I'm glad we're on IG because I've talked about this last year where I'm on my own doing this whole reselling thing, and things are tanking and people are fine. I'm like, how do people know? Now I know.
Get it?
But it's funny, like everybody I saw on IG, like there's some people that like to show this exact stuff. It was never my stuff, so I'm like, yes,
That's good.
So it's one way to do. So I would say that was my hustle of the week.
Nice. That's a good one.
It was good. Hopefully, it's all sold out before other people jump on the list.
Go to Ross and get it.
All right.
Cool.
What about you?
I have 2. I'll keep them short. One is mine and one is my wife's. So
Okay.
I wanna get both those out there. So I'll do mine first because it's not as cool. So garage sale this week was pretty good. I had a pretty decent day. I mean, I feel like most of the time I average like $200 to $300 net profit each time I go out on a Saturday. So sometimes it's less, sometimes it's a little more, but that's about my average. I haven't had those days where it's like thousands of dollars yet. But one of my items that I was really happy about because I didn't even do any research in the field on it, I just saw it and I kind of had a hunch and I picked it up. Was a plush. I know I'm not really. It's weird because I haven't wanted to buy plushes, but I saw it and I recognized it as, hey, that's a Muppet, right? Like that's not just a Muppet, but that's Rizzo the rat from
Oh
from
my
from like
goodness. I would
from the
even never remembered
Muppets.
it. Again, pop culture.
Yeah, and I know this because the Muppets Christmas Carol is like one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Really?
I love it so
like
much.
top 5?
Oh yeah, probably
like
number
Home
1.
Alone status?
It's probably number 1.
Wow.
It's so good.
Wow. I've never even watched
There's
it.
this. Oh, you've got to watch it, man. There's this part where Rizzo the rat's got this whole thing where he's like, light the lamp, not the rat, and that's always in my mind when I see.
So that happened in your mind. You saw it.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Rizzo the rat. Like that's a Muppet, right? And so then I picked it up and I asked how much, and this was cool because this was a place I'd bought a few other things too for a decent price, and they're like, oh, I don't know, $1. And the lady's like, that's a Fraggle Rock. Which, if you don't know, Fraggle Rock was that's also Jim Henson, right? But like, it wasn't the Muppets; it was a different show. And I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Yeah, that's a Fraggle Rock. That's an old show." And I'm like, "No, it's not a Fraggle Rock, but close, right?" Had the tags on it still, like still has the tags on this Muppet. And so I'm like, "This thing is cool." I'm like $1. I can't go wrong. I'm not going to spend the time looking it up. So I get home, I'm looking through all my stuff. I'm kind of showing off to my wife all the things that I bought.
You're showing off your Muppet.
Well, yeah, I'm just looking at all the stuff. And I'm like, well, before I show her this, I better look it up to see how much they're going for. They're going for, without tags, over $60.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right, that was a good buy.
Plush life.
Yeah. So if you see a Muppet, pick it up.
Wow. That's pretty interesting. I actually have a what do you call that? Not Cookie Monster. The other blue guy in Sesame Street.
I don't like Sesame Street.
I'm not asking if you like it. I'm asking you who's the other blue guy.
Is there another blue guy?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I got one of his and with newer tags and it's about the same price.
Nice.
Just haven't sold yet though. It's been a long time.
I think this one will sell because there was 2 of them that have sold in the last month. So
well, Muppets are big,
quickly.
right? There's there's a new Disney cartoon, like I don't know, Baby Muppets or something. So things are coming back again. So okay, nice. All right, so that leads us to our bolos of the week.
Bolo.
So you kind of told me earlier that your bolo might relate to your garage sales.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Yeah. So it's same house. My bolo is coming
really
from. Yep, same house. So when I very first started reselling, In fact, it was before you and I went on our ride along that first garage sale.
Yeah.
I decided, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go to a couple garage sales. And I picked up that encyclopedia set of like ship books,
Oh, yeah, I
right?
remember those, yeah.
And they sat for a while and they were heavy and I didn't think they'd ever sell, but they actually sold for a decent amount. And because they shipped media mail, like it wasn't, even though it was like, I think like 50 pounds of books, like it didn't cost as much as I thought to ship.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, okay, like I'll probably never buy books like that again, but they
I
sold.
remember that.
Yep. Well, anyways, I'm at this house and I see a set of like encyclopedias, and then I look at what the brand is, and it's Time Life, which is the same brand that those ship books were. And this one was a Civil War set, right? 28 books, and so I think the last one was like 15, but they're thinner, so they're not quite as heavy as the other set. I'm looking them up on eBay. I'm looking up comps, going for like 120 bucks
For the
for
28
the
bucks,
28
so
book set.
okay.
Yep, and selling like at regular. So there was she had two other Time Life sets. I think one was incomplete and the other one was like a small one. And I looked those ones up also, and they weren't going for as much. So it's not that every Time Life set goes for a lot, but there are certain ones that if you can get a complete set of Time Life books, and this is the third garage sale now I've been to where people have had entire sets. Um, Look them up. Don't, even if you're not a book person, because if it's a complete set, there are collectors.
So you picked them up,
Yep.
obviously. So talk to me about how you shipped them. Like the last set of books. What did you do to ship them?
A big box.
No, no, I know, but like, so I've never sold. I think maybe once, but and I've sold a lot of stuff over the last few years, but I've never sold like 28 books at one time.
Mhm.
So do you just like stack them and like put padding all around it?
Yeah, I did that time. The first time I shipped out the books, which the person received them. I was happy with the way they received. I even had think I took like a large box, like either a medium size, I think maybe it's a medium size like Home Depot box that I cut down the edges and folded it over a little bit, just so I didn't have to use as much paper padding. But I've sold a lot of other books since then,
Okay.
like sets of like textbooks or homeschool books or whatever. So when I sell a set like that, now what I'm doing is I'll take like 4 of them, I'll like wrap them in like the saran wrap stuff, whatever that's
Okay.
called.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
so they don't move, and then I'll put them down. I'll do a few stacks like that, and then in between books, especially if they have nice covers, like I'll put like a piece of paper over like one piece of paper will do like 4 or 5 books, in between the covers, and then you wrap that. And then yeah, so then I just use paper as padding around it and good to go.
Nice. I was interested because I've never sold that many books.
It was heavy. Like I think I took a picture. I can't remember how much it was, but I took a picture of the box on a scale and it was extremely heavy. This set is not as heavy. It's probably only like 35 pounds, but it's still
But I think
still
that's a
some
great
weight.
bolo because like I still won't pick those up. Even after you told me that, like that's just
I paid $6 for the set and they're selling regularly on eBay for 120.
I just don't know if I could do it.
You've got to do it,
I
man.
know, but that's the thing. Like that's what's awesome about reselling, right? Like there's certain things that I pick up that Mike won't pick up, and there's some things that Mike tells me, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with all that.
So be on the lookout for Time Life books and decide, do you really want to ship that many books? And they're heavy, but if it's you,
But it separates you from the
be on the
competition.
lookout.
Orlando will not be competing with you at all.
If you ever run across a Time Life set at a garage sale, send me a text message.
I've seen them a lot.
Yep, send me a text message.
Okay, all right. Or maybe we need to do garage sales together. We haven't done one together in a long
That's
time.
some serious competition, man. Because then it's a fight. Then we're elbowing. Then you
no.
get into my box, and I'm like, get out of my box.
No, but think about it. The last two garage sales we went together, we only
Totally different stuff.
Only one
Yeah.
time I think you were a little annoyed because remember, like you were looking at stuff, and then that's when I got all those pennants.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't annoyed. I wouldn't have thought to look at the pennants. So
Yeah, that's the only. But most of the other time, we're not looking at the same thing.
it's true.
So that's what I mean. All right. So
sorry. I didn't.
Oh yeah, your wife had a bolo.
Yeah, it wasn't a bolo. It was a hustle of the week, and we totally skipped it.
Oh, well, let us know.
We'll go back real quick. This one I'll make fast. Sorry, I don't mean to take up the whole show, but so if you guys remember, it was a couple months ago. My wife did a couple Instagram stories where she took my son to a rummage sale at a school, Anyways, she picked up a bunch of stuff there. She sold everything so far that she's bought there, so that's been very encouraging. But one of the things she picked up was a telescope that was like computer operated, had a controller with it. Really, really neat. Like super cool, nice case. But the sign that was next to it said, has a broken base. And so she got there when it opened, but that was one of the last booths that she got to, and it was still there. And they wanted $25 for it. So she opened it up, she looked at it, she did the research, and she looked and saw that even the remote controller for the telescope was selling for like 45, $50. So she's like,
Okay.
even if that's all I can sell, like it's good. So we get it home, and the only part that was broken was the tripod that it sat on, which was like separate anyways and would have been a nightmare to ship because it didn't fold down really small. So the telescope itself worked perfectly, and we sold it for quite a bit of money. So it was super. I think the fact that they wrote "base is broken" scared people away from looking at it, and she wasn't afraid to open it up and to say, "Well, what about parts?"
So like $100?
We sold it for over 100. Yeah.
Nice. That is awesome.
Yeah.
See, again, I would not have looked at a telescope. I mean, I seen them before, but then I go, "Oh, what if it's broken? Like, how do I know?"
Yeah.
Like, it just I get it. It's like camera lenses. I
Yep.
wish I knew camera lenses because there's money to be made in camera lenses.
If you find the right ones, they're hard to find.
Yeah, but see, that's I don't even know what's good and what's not. So, all right. So
Cool. What's your bolo?
my Bolo's a generic one, and I'm not a fan of generic ones because I want to help you guys out, but I've kind of noticed lately, like metallic looking shoes are in. So do your research though, okay? Because there's a lot of cheap shoes that look metallic. So I sold a pair of Cole Haan, like metallic, like silverish kind of shoes that I picked up at. I want to say I picked them up at. I want to say it was Marshalls for like $40 or something, and I sold them for 120. Then I came across a pair of Doc Martens that were metallic red,
Wow.
and I got them for $20. It's actually, if you want to look at an IG post a few days ago, you'll find it. And I paid $20 for it, and I sold it for 120. Right. And what drew my attention was like how shiny and metallic it was. And
Huh.
then when I knew that it was a good brand, I was like, I'm Doc Martens, I didn't even look up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm grabbing
Picking them
these,
up.
right? The Cole Haan, I've talked about in 2 podcasts ago how Cole Haan is kind of rebounding,
Mm.
right? Where there wasn't a lot of money in Cole Haan, and now there's money again. And
Hmm.
maybe now that we say it, the money's gonna I don't know.
Don't tank my Kohan market. I have a whole box full of them.
There you go. But it's not gonna tank. But just these metallic shoes. I would say if you see a pair of metallic shoes, look at, especially if it's a brand that you're aware of, like look it up because that might be the thing now. I don't know.
Hmm.
I've sold like shimmery shoes for a lot of money. Like I had a pair of Converse I picked up for 10 that I sold for 60, and they were kind of like dirty and worn, but they're really bright.
Mm.
It just be on the lookout. I know it's a very generic bolo, but I don't want to just give you one pair of shoes. Like this can apply to Cole Haan, Dog Martin, Converse, you name it.
Metallic or shimmery
Yeah, there
or
you go.
sparkly.
And I'm not talking about like Skechers, like little kid twinkle shoes. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like major name brands.
Mm.
So okay, so that's my bolo.
I like it.
So what's going on now with you next week? What are you looking forward to over the next couple weeks?
Well, a couple of things. One, my wife bought this T-shirt that she wears a lot now. She's not really big on shirts that like have sayings on them. But like this reselling thing is really like
Are you going to quote of the week? Okay.
this reselling thing is really it's meant a lot to us. Like it's something we're doing together. We're growing. We have dreams and visions now that like we just never thought like would have happened. We just kind of figured, we do the 9 to 5 job and like this has changed what we think our future is going to look like. So she's not big on sayings on shirts, but she got this one because she feels like this is the stage of life we're on, and it just says this: "Dream bigger dreams," and that's my quote of the week.
Okay.
I'm throwing that in there because we're at the end of the episode getting there, so I figured I had to get in there. But I think that's a good one for us as resellers, right? To dream bigger dreams, to not settle for where you're at unless you're content, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with saying this is as hard as I'm willing to work and where I want to be. I'm happy. Because ultimately if you're looking for happiness and you already have it, then there's no point searching more. But dream bigger dreams. You can't hit something unless you're aiming at it.
So how's that relate to what you're looking forward to?
It relates to what I'm looking forward to because we got Poshmark coming up in a couple days. The Posh live event that you're not gonna dress correctly for, but you will. You will.
I don't like being peer pressured into what I gotta wear. I just gotta tell you. Like I shaved my beard because I wanted to shave my beard. That's it. These brows, like I know they need to be trimmed sometime, but I trim them because I want to trim them.
Hey, you do you, man. You do you.
I don't know.
So if you walked into a room where everybody's wearing like dresses and shirt and tie or sports blazers with like nice jeans and you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt, you wouldn't feel awkward?
You know what? I think it's because for so long I played the part that like I'm done playing the part. I'm just done. Like for so long, it was like you got to dress a certain way, you got to talk a certain way, you got to act a certain way. And I'm kind of in this stage in life where I'm like, some people wait till like they're older, right? Because when they're, you always hear like older people say what's on their mind all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of in the place where I'm like, kind of like, you know what? There's sanity in that.
Yeah, you rebel you. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I was gonna say I'm looking forward to meeting some people at the Posh event. It's gonna be really cool. I know Hugo and Tiffany are gonna be there, right?
So quick, ship quick.
I'm excited to meet them and
Thrifty Nomads, and there might be other resellers coming. So if you are, hey, hit us up in DMs. Let us know that you might be there.
And this is what you should be looking forward to. So this is Wednesday, which means
no, it's not Wednesday.
It's releasing on Wednesday.
The podcast, yeah.
So when you're listening to this, it's Wednesday, hopefully. If you're listening to it the day it releases, which means tomorrow is the Posh event, which means you should be looking forward to, if you're coming, seeing Orlando underdressed. It's going to be fun. Come and check it out.
All right. I'm going to be San Diego business casual. Okay.
Like flip-flops and shorts.
Yeah. Like right now. Like this is what I love about San Diego. You can wear seriously sandals year round and shorts year round and you're good.
It's true.
You can go to business meetings like this and you're good. I mean, depends on your business.
Depends on the business.
Yeah, I know. Like
if your business is reselling.
I know. When I was a school administrator, it was like the blue shirt, the blue sports coat with the gold buttons and the red tie and the khaki slacks and the wingtip Allen Edmonds. And, I guess in that stage in life, I was okay wearing that all the time. So
I love dressing up.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what am I looking forward to? Well, I am looking forward to meeting many of you at the Posh thing. That's going to be awesome. And one of the things I'm going to feel really uneasy, not because of what I'm wearing, but because I don't do Posh. I don't know anything about Posh. Like this is going to be definitely like eye-opening for me.
Yeah. That'll be good, right? It might be something to learn. Do you want to do this?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to that. What I'm really looking forward to is getting back on eBay. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm looking forward to huge sales on Amazon. That's a given though, right? I really want things to take off. Like things have been taking off, but I would say in the next few days, it's going to be even bigger. And you know what I noticed this Q4, what I forgot about the last Q4 was that, everybody's like, we're in Q4, but it really doesn't matter in October. It really doesn't matter first part of November. It kind of matters around Black Friday, but it still really doesn't matter.
Early, yeah.
It's like right now when it matters.
And it's intense.
It's intense.
And it's overwhelming.
Because I was looking at my numbers, and I remember when I looked at my numbers, the amount of revenue that I made in November, December, probably like 80% of that was like in this sweet spot right now. And so I'm looking forward to that, but I'm looking to the eBay side, like in the sense that my helper has already, 90% done, like, I don't know, like 200 listings already. So all I got to do is just boom, boom, boom listings. And I'm waiting for those eBay sales. And I'm looking forward to going back to thrift stores again and finding, those diamonds in the rough. It's going to be fun. That's what I like about reselling.
That's the fun stuff.
So, but, I like to hunt for the hot toy and the hot item and getting it to the warehouse. It's so fun. But, I don't know if it beats the eBay hustle.
Yeah, that's fun.
So we'll see. All right. With all that being said, I think we've got over 2 hours. You think so?
We're getting close.
Should we wait? Should we just do an awkward silence?
Well, I think our camera might die.
Okay. Well, on that note, hey, make sure to keep following us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Keep being there for us. We'd love to hear from you. DM us, give us a phone call, email us, and make sure to always be real,
be relevant,
and be reselling. Peace.